Chapter 7, A Mouse in Love, The Tale of Despereaux. And what was our own favorite member of the mouse community doing while the sound of the mouse council drum echoed through the walls of the castle? Reader, I must report that Furlough had not seen the worst of it. Despereaux sat with the princess and the king and listened to song after song. At one point, gently, oh so gently, the pea picked up the mouse in her hand. She cupped him in her palm and scratched his oversized ears. "You have lovely ears," said Pea to him. "They are like small pieces of velvet." Despereaux thought that he might faint with the pleasure of someone referring to his ears as small and lovely. He laid his tail against the Pea's wrist to steady himself, and he felt the princess's pulse, the pounding of her heart, and his own heart immediately took up the rhythm of hers. "Papa," said the Pea, when the music was over, "I am going to keep this mouse. We are going to be great friends." The king looked at Despereaux, cupped in his daughter's hands. He narrowed his eyes. "A mouse," he muttered. "A rodent." "What?" said the Pea. "Put it down," the king commanded. "No," said the Pea, who was a person not at all used to being told what to do. "I mean, why would I?" "Because I told you to." "But why?" protested the Pea. "Because it's a mouse." "I know. I'm the one who told you it was a mouse." "I wasn't thinking," said the king. "Thinking of what?" "Your mother, the queen." "My mother?" said Pea sadly. "Mice are rodents," said the king. He adjusted his crown. "They are related to rats. You know how we feel about rats. You know of our own dark history with rats." The Pea shuddered. "But Papa," she said, "he is not a rat. He's a mouse. There's a difference." "Royalty," the king said, "has many responsibilities, and one of them is not becoming involved personally with even the distant relatives of one's enemies. Put him down, Pea." The princess put Despereaux down. "Good girl," said the king, and then he looked at Despereaux. "Scat," he said. Despereaux, however, did not scat. He sat and stared up at the princess. The king stamped his foot. "Scat!" he shouted. "Papa," said the princess, "please don't be mean to him," and she began to weep. Despereaux, seeing her tears, broke the last of the great ancient rule of mice. He spoke to a human. "Please," said Despereaux, "don't cry." He held out his handkerchief to the princess. The Pea sniffed and leaned down close to him. "Do not speak to her!" thundered the king. Despereaux dropped his handkerchief. He backed away from the king. "Rodents do not speak to princesses. We will not have this becoming a topsy-turvy, wrong-headed world. There are rules. Scat! Get lost before my common sense returns and I have you killed." The king stamped his foot again. Despereaux found it alarming to have such a big foot brought down with so much force and anger so close to his own small head. He ran toward the hole in the wall, but he turned before he entered it. He turned and shouted to the princess, "My name is Despereaux." "Despereaux?" she said. "I honor you," shouted Despereaux. "I honor you" was what the knight said to the fair maiden in the story that Despereaux read every day in the book in the library. Despereaux had muttered the phrase often to himself, but he had never before this evening had occasion to use it when speaking to someone else. "Get out of here!" shouted the king, stamping his foot harder and then harder still, so it seemed as if the whole castle, the very world, were shaking. "Rodents know nothing of honor!" Despereaux ran into the hole, and from there he looked out at the princess. She had picked up his handkerchief, and she was looking at him, right directly into his soul. "Despereaux," she said. He saw his name on her lips. I honor you, whispered Despereaux. I honor you. He put his paw over his heart. He bowed so low that his whiskers touched the floor. He was, alas, a mouse deeply in love.